Happy New Year, everybody. This is Tarkan, of course, back with another video. Listen, if you are hearing an echo, I'm not in my home currently. I'm visiting family, and I don't have my microphone with me. It's a giant microphone. I don't always want to pack that thing because it's heavy and it takes up a lot of room. So this room is a little bit echoey. I'm going to try to fudge with it a little bit. I noticed this in the last couple of videos I uploaded from here, that there's this kind of weird echo, like I'm in this giant hall. Really, I just have very high ceilings here. I think that's what it is. But I'm sorry if that bothers you. I'm just explaining the echo situation. I don't normally have that. But I'll see what I can do about it in terms of fudging with the audio, but I can't promise anything. So anyway, I have an email here that was sent to me by a viewer a couple of weeks back. But I finally got to it, and this is regarding a specific person. So this person, I'm going to keep his name private. This person is interested in a girl, and was just discovering law of attraction, and things seem to be going well, and then they seem to go south, which is what tends to happen so much with so many of you. So this is a good email to read, I think, to kind of address, because, I'm sure a lot of you are having similar issues out there with your, I seem to make some kind of headway and then all of a sudden things go south. So what's going on with that? But let me just read the email and then I'll get into it a little bit more, kind of try to pick it apart a little bit. So I started my journey with manifesting in January. So not last January, I assume, not this January. I didn't believe in anything remotely close to this. I grew up religious and saw the fallacy of that. And since then, I had been a hard empiricist. So you basically, you believe what you can see, right? Kind of that very empirical, there's nothing outside of what my physical senses can pick up. It started because of an SP, a specific person. And I decided I might as well humble myself and try it, because there's nothing to lose and everything to gain. Good attitude, okay. So I started with YouTube videos, eventually leading my reading and research to Neville, and now others too, 𝗙elle 𝗙𝗲𝗏. But anyway, I started out by just sitting quietly and doing some simple visualizations, working on SATs, SATs. I'm not sure what that is exactly. Maybe if you watch this video, you can leave a little comment explaining what that is. I'm not sure if that's a typo or what exactly you mean by that. Anyway, I'm assuming it's just another kind of technique that you learn about, and just feeling myself into it. It started to give me chills eventually, and still does. About 6 weeks in, I felt like I had reached the Sabbath. So I guess the zenith of your manifesting skills, or you had reached a certain point of calm, or yeah, well, I guess the Sabbath, right? I like that. So 2 weeks later, I received indirect contact from my SP in the form of her liking a 3-month-old tweet. She doesn't even follow me. That she cherry-picked and was so obviously about her and how I felt about her. So he actually put in a screenshot here in his email where she left a comment that she had liked his tweet, and it said, "Damn, I'm kind of in love with you. 𝗙𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, kill me." I felt like that was important to include in that little story there. So that's the message that she had left on his tweet, where he thought, what's going on here? So no contact though, and I was fine with it. Good. I just laughed and persisted. Excellent. Keep doing this. A month later, she reposts a song I had that clearly alludes to us. Kept persisting, but obviously with thoughts in my head of, WTF are you doing, girl? A few weeks later, she unfollowed me. Suddenly, what's going on here? On that music platform. So I guess where you had the song up, there's a music platform, you had the song up. That's the one that she had commented on, or she reposted it. The contradictory actions on top of the passive-aggressive nature of that finally got to me. And I was like, yeah, I need to step in. So I wrote her a letter. I didn't want to text, more subtle and less intrusive, not begging, just confidently and calmly stating how I felt. She then DMs me, direct messages me, saying I shouldn't send letters. You shouldn't send letters. The tweet means nothing. Obviously a lie, he says in brackets. The song was an accident. So her reposting of it was an accident. It was an accident that you reposted something. We wouldn't have worked, you know, the usual. I basically just replied and told her, I said what I said, have a good night. Sounds a bit angry there. So question 1, what the hell was that? I like that. What the hell was that? That was May 3rd. Nothing since then. So you're counting, you're keeping score. In May, June, I debated if I even liked this girl anymore. You're still thinking about her all the time, though. At this point, she was starting to just annoy me. Your thinking about her was annoying you. But something keeps telling me this is my person and to have patience. Yes, so I stopped, forgot, forgave, and kept going. Near the end of July into August, I again began to feel, notice the chronological, like he's keeping a diary here about all the interactions and how long there hasn't been any interaction. What have I said about that in the past? So near the end of July into August, I again began to feel like I had reached the Sabbath through my visualizations and my journaling. Since then, I've just rested, ? I visualize when I go to bed and take a nap. I write sometimes. It's very loose. I know the inevitability of planted seeds because I've practiced this outside of this specific person and manifested both other specific people and money this year. Good. I don't know how it works, but I know it does. So I won't give up. I won't give it up because I trust it. Good. Ultimately, my question is, I guess, am I on the right path? This is what people always want to know. Am I on the right path? You're always on the right path. I believe myself to be, but I'm doing that thing where you look externally because you feel like it should be there. Yeah, you're keeping score. So you're sort of reaching your Sabbath, as you call it, which I like. You're kind of doing your meditations, your visualizations, your scripting, your journaling. You're learning to let go of it. But then as soon as you do, you're like, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where's that? Like the sea captain in those movies of the old sea captains, you know, he pulls that thing out and he's like, where is it? I don't see it. What am I doing wrong? Well, I would say right off the bat, yes, stop keeping score for one thing, because I can tell you're doing that. Okay, I can tell right here, you're counting all the months. You're like, okay, that was May 2nd. So you've written that down somewhere, or at least made a mental note of, there hasn't been any contact since May 2nd. And then this happened. And then by June, I was da. So yeah, you were doing just like you said, looking around externally, what's going on? Where is it? What happened? You're thinking about her all the time. Remember that if you're doing the visualizations and all of those techniques, you want to be doing them for their own sake. In other words, you want it at this point when you're overthinking the situation and when you're overthinking about the specific person or whatever desire it is you want to manifest the most. If you're feeling a lot of resistance about it, if you're feeling very worried about it, if you're feeling stressed and frustrated about it, you said here, she was starting to annoy me. Well, you hadn't had any contact with her, so how is she annoying you? She's annoying you. What's annoying you is the fact that she's not contacting you and you think you've done something wrong, and that's what was annoying you. What was annoying you really were the constant doubtful thoughts bouncing around in your head, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. That's what was annoying you, and that's what was draining you. So these techniques are designed, they're really there for you. They're not there to make anything happen. They're not designed to make the person or the thing manifest, because it's already a done deal. You got to keep remembering that. It's already a done deal. It's out there. All possibilities that you can imagine, all desires that you can imagine, boom, they're created in that moment. They're out in that ether, in that field of infinite possibilities, like they're being broadcast from that moment forward. And you just have to tune your radio dial, your tuner, or your television set into that station, you see. That's what we're talking about when we say become a match to the thing. Tune into that frequency. You can't tune into the frequency of where the thing is and having it already if you're sitting around looking at how you don't have it yet, feeling like how you don't have it yet, talking about how you don't have it yet. So when you say, you know, she's beginning to annoy me, what's annoying you is what's frustrating you. What's causing you consternation is the fact that you're sitting around looking at the opposite direction of where your thing is. You're tuning into the station where it's not playing. You see what I'm saying? You're tuning in continually to the station where this song is playing, the song of my specific person is not here yet, okay? And you want to be tuning into the station of my specific person is here. She's in my life. We're having a great relationship. I feel wonderful. I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to think about it all day because I'm living it, because I'm existing in it, because I'm that version of myself that has it, you see. That version of yourself isn't keeping track of when's the last time she called me, when's the last time she said this, what is she doing, what's going on, what's she thinking, oh my God, she posted this reply, oh, she posted this song, what could it possibly mean? Let me overanalyze it. Here's another thing we do. Here's another thing we do, guys. And this is, again, something I try to drive home. We have these overly analytical minds, these monkey minds that just want to look at every problem from every angle and turn it upside down and think about it all the time. And how do I solve this problem? And then we go to something like law of attraction and manifesting, and we try to apply those techniques that have never worked for us before, the overanalyzing, the trying to solve the problem, the thinking about it ad nauseum, thinking that if we just keep worrying about it, maybe eventually a solution will come to us. And we try to apply that to the manifesting stuff. And it doesn't work because manifesting is not a thinking process. It's not an intellectual process. It's a feeling process, you see. It's about how you feel. This is kind of like, you know, affirmations. This is something people do because if you're repeating affirmations all day long, but you're not feeling like they're true and you're not really feeling into it, then it's going to backfire on you. It's basically wasting your time. Okay, I can say, I am really happy today over and over in my head, but if I'm not really feeling happy, or I think that the magic words of repeating I'm happy today are going to somehow make me magically happy, I'm just frustrating myself because the universe doesn't hear your words. When you do things like that, the universe hears blah, 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 because it's listening and tuning into your frequency of what you're putting out there, the signal you're putting out, you see. So yes, the words, the techniques, the chanting and all that stuff can help you, okay? But I would warn against putting too much importance on those things. If you're feeling frustrated about the situation with your specific person or with anything that you're thinking about most, okay? If you're feeling impatient, if you're feeling worried about it, stop thinking about it. Do anything you can to not think about it at all for a while. Do other things. And I know that's easier said than done because, again, our monkey minds get addicted to it. They get addicted to these things. You see, when you have these negative, worry, fearful, frustrated thoughts all the time, your brain releases chemicals that your body becomes addicted to. And so it keeps prompting you to keep having those same negative thoughts and worry thoughts because it wants another dose of whatever that chemical push is. It's like a drug addiction. It's like smoking or drinking or whatever it is, okay? So it's not about breaking the bad habit. It's about introducing the better habit because you can get your body to be addicted to the chemicals that get pushed out when you have positive thoughts, when you do things that you love, when you get involved in passions that you have. So I would say that one major piece of advice I would have for you here is when you're frustrated and sitting around waiting to hear from her and trying to figure out why this happened or why that happened, you want to stop, okay? You want to stop at that point and you want to get into anything else that you have going on in your life that gets your mind off it that you can feel passionate about. In other words, do the thing that's really going to get you into the flow of something else, a hobby, a passion, your work, a workout, okay? Whatever it is. It could be, you know, if you're journaling, journal about other things for a little while, okay? You know, don't journal about her and the situation so much. This is kind of an issue that I have with, you know, whatever we call it now, psychoanalysis or whatever the whole professional thing is, because they teach you to constantly go over your problems and unpack your childhood and all your trauma and all these things. And it's like, how is that working for anybody? You know, people go and run to these places for 30 years, you know, spending all this money and they don't seem to get any better because they keep running around in circles, unpacking and eating and digesting the same crap all over again. You want to give it a rest for a while, okay? This is really this is the biggest thing. When you're feeling frustrated, impatient, you want to move away from thinking about it. You want to move away from the techniques. You want to move away from all that, and you want to do other things. Play with your puppy. If you don't have one, get a puppy. Borrow a friend's puppy. Okay? Go, look at pictures of puppies on the internet. Write about something else. Read about something else. Get into a subject that you're really into. Watch a great movie. Think, throw yourself into your work. Throw yourself into some hobby or passion. And then when you've calmed yourself, like you said, when you reach your Sabbath again, you can begin to revisit the topic slowly from a neutral place, okay? So really the rule of thumb is don't be doing, affirmations and journaling and visualizing from a place of feeling very negative and hopeless and frustrated about the situation, hoping that those techniques will get you to a place of feeling good about it. It doesn't usually work that way. You only want to do those things if you're already at at least a neutral place with it, okay? And if you're not at a neutral place with it, then stop discussing the topic altogether. Just drop the topic as much as you can. Do something else, think about something else, talk about other things until you get yourself back up to that, at least that neutral place, okay? Of like, okay, whatever happens, I don't really care. If you reach that, then you can begin to revisit the visualizations and the journaling and the scripting and all that stuff, okay? Because now your mind isn't screaming at you so much with, well, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Okay? So that's like a big thing that comes out of your email here for me. Another thing I want to mention here, and this is going back to the kind of the top of your story here. She contacted you. I mean, that was her way of contacting you, leaving that comment on Twitter. That's a pretty, I want to say and I'm not trying to put you on the spot here, okay? But damn, I'm kind of in love with you. Ah, ha, ha, kill me. She's trying to get your attention. So what you were doing worked. It worked enough to get her attention. But here's the thing. What did you do in response to that? Did you just ignore her? You didn't really specify, okay? And because you didn't specify, my assumption is, or maybe you did, let me see here. My assumption is that you didn't do anything really. You just kind of let it hang there. And maybe you froze a little bit, like, I don't know what to do, or I'm afraid of doing the wrong thing or saying the wrong thing. So maybe I should just see what happens. And if she keeps coming after me, and maybe a part of what you're really desiring here is her coming after you and chasing you. And I see this so many times, guys. What is your true desire here, okay? Do you really want a relationship with these specific people? Or do you want them to kind of just make you feel good about yourself? Do you want them to pursue you? Do you want them to put you on a pedestal? Well, okay, if that's what you want, of course, the obvious thing to say is you got to stop putting them on a pedestal first. How can someone chase you if you're chasing them, okay? But you got to get clear about it. There's nothing wrong with that, by the way. Although I'll tell you something, it's an empty endeavor because you'll get there. You'll get somebody chasing you. You'll get somebody obsessed with you, but you're not going to feel satisfied by that for very long, okay? Because ultimately what you're looking for is approval. What you're looking for is somebody to prove to you that you're worthy. Nobody can prove that to you. And nobody is going to come and prove that to you anyway, or treat you in that way anyway, not for very long at least, if you're not already starting off with approving of yourself and seeing yourself as deserving first on the inside. Because everything moves from the inside out. So if you begin from a place of, hey, I'm deserving, I'm a catch, I love myself, I accept myself, even all my foibles I accept, I am who I am, I'm perfect the way I am, I don't need to prove anything to anybody, least of all myself, then guess what? From that vibration, from practicing that frequency, you're going to get all these people, including these specific people that you want, coming in and constantly giving you attention and constantly wanting to call you and constantly wanting to be around you. I've experienced it, okay? And I ain't Brad Pitt over here or nothing. But look, honestly, it comes down to attitude. When you hear that always being said, that old bit of advice, hey, it's attitude, okay? That's what they're talking about. Even though a lot of times people who say that don't understand exactly what it is they mean. But what they mean is what we're talking about here. This attitude, this practicing this idea of yourself. Because you keep waiting for them to change. You keep waiting for the external world to change. You're the one who has to change, okay? It's not them who has to change. Once you change fundamentally how you look at yourself, how you feel about yourself, You're not going to need them to come in all the time and prove it to you. It's just not going to be, it's not going to matter to you. It'll be inconsequential. It'll be nice. They'll come and call you and shower you with affection and compliments. And you're like, well, that's cool. But yeah, I know. That should be your, I mean, don't say that to them, okay? But that should be kind of your attitude in the back of your mind. Like, yeah, of course you want me. Of course you're into me. I'm a catch. I know. That's cool. Right on. And then you get on with your life, damn it. Okay? That's the attitude you got to have. But my guess is here that she left this comment for you, which was a pretty obvious, like you said, you're like, oh, that's a pretty obvious comment. I would say yes, absolutely. I would say everything you were doing was bringing that about, okay? Was getting her to think about you, was you're putting yourself on her radar. And so she felt like, yeah, yes, if it's a post from months ago, of course she's going through your, and I don't know either. You didn't really say if you guys have a history or not. Maybe she's an ex you dated for a little while, maybe not. I don't know. But look, either way, she was doing that, like you said, cherry picking. But that was because you were just letting go and being about yourself, you see. You were giving her the space to come towards you, okay? But then when she did, it seemed like you kind of froze up, right? Let's see here. Did you actually freeze up? Direct, indirect contact, a 3-month-old tweet. Yeah, she liked a 3-month-old tweet. She doesn't even follow me. No contact, though. Okay, so you jump right from, she cherry-picked this tweet from 3 months ago. She left this message. I think I'm in love with you. Is that what she said? I'm kind of in love with you. I mean, come on. Listen, come on, man. Look. Then you jump right into no contact, though. Well, that was her way of contacting you, you see? So what is it you're looking for exactly? What does contact mean to you? Does it mean direct text message or a phone call or something like that? Or something where she addresses you directly, like, hello, so-and-so, it's me. Your mind was still in this idea of, well, but that's not enough. That's not good enough. I need more. I need her to prove to me that she directly needs me. I need her to telegraph it to me, specifically that right down to the letter that it's me she's interested in. You got to begin to look at these things from a different angle. Here's a girl that, you haven't heard from in a while, that you kind of went into into discovering law of attraction. You kind of meditated, you calmed yourself down, you got yourself to a neutral place, and then boom, there she was. She showed up. That is contact. She cherry-picked a 3-month-old tweet of yours and left a message like that. That's contact. I'll tell you something also this is just practical advice now, okay? All right? From somebody from personal experience, I'll tell you this, oftentimes girls, women won't be that direct with you. Not the way that we guys tend to be direct, okay? That's her way of letting you know she's interested. Hey, I've been thinking about you. Hey, I'm looking at your tweet, and she's hoping that you'll pick up on that and that you will be the one to contact her, okay? She was giving you an open invitation, my friend, at that very moment to say, I'm here, I'm interested, I'm opening my door for you. I'm leaving the door cracked, and I'm going to see if you're going to walk in. Because if you're insecure, it's very likely that she's insecure, okay? So she also wants she just put herself out there a little bit with that comment. And so what did you do? Well, in your mind, you went right back to, well, there was no contact, though. But that was contact. You see, my friend? Do you see that you are sort of practicing? You still have a habit of looking at how something is a loss rather than a gain. You're still looking at it from the angle of, well, that's not the thing yet, or it's not here yet, or it's not working. You see? It's a habit. That's all it is. It's a habit. But you need to start telling yourself the story in a different way. All right? She contacted you. That was contact. Now it's up to you to contact back. So, there's a misconception for a lot of people, especially people like yourself that just discovered law of attraction. There's a misconception that it's a thing that involves no action, okay? It's not true. This is an action-oriented universe and physical realm that we find ourselves in here. There is going to be some action required on your part, okay? You know, at some point you're going to have to kiss her. At some point you're going to have to do this and that and the other thing. At some point you're going to have to contact her. At some point you're going to have to go out on a date with her. You know, if you want to win the lottery, you're going to have to go buy lottery tickets and play the lottery. Okay. You know, this is like, if you want to manifest a car, you're going to have to like look at cars and maybe go test drive a few cars and do, you know, you have to take some action. It's not about taking no action. It's about taking the right action. It's about not taking action from a place of feeling desperate and impatient, which is usually what people take action from, that kind of place, right? Which means that the action they take usually requires a lot of energy with very little result, okay? And that's what frustrates people. They go, well, I did all this stuff and I worked hard. All right, and of course, in our silly society, this is what keeps being drilled into our heads. Just keep working hard and you'll get there. If that were really true, everyone would be a millionaire, okay? It's not that you shouldn't work. It's not that you shouldn't put in some kind of effort. Actually, it should feel effortless. The action that you're taking should feel effortless, even if to somebody else it looks like a lot of effort. You ever see like an athlete or somebody doing something, you go, wow, he made it look so easy, all right? Sure, that person put a lot of work into it. They push themselves to a certain degree. But if you actually look, if you look up like a lot of athletes, they'll tell you it is mind over matter. Most of the time it's mind over matter, like those Olympic athletes and stuff. They'll tell you it's much more about here than it is about what I'm doing with my muscles all the time. You see, they visualize the end. All right. I had this, what was it, like those horse people that race horses? I'm sure somebody's going to get on my ass about this. I don't really follow this sport, guys, but you know, they like ride around, like the Royals do this thing and they have very straight backs and they jump over the obstacles. Well, I heard once from somebody who does that. I don't remember who, and this is a long time ago, that, you know, they don't look at the obstacle at all. What they do is where they focus their attention is on the point beyond the obstacle where they want to land. They pick a spot and they look at that exclusively. And as they look at that, so will the horse they're riding kind of tunes into them. And so they both are focused on where they're landing, not what they have to get over, not the obstacle they have to overcome, but they just go whoosh, right through or over the obstacle to the spot where they intended to land. That's intention. You see, so that's a good little metaphor for manifesting, because you're trying to cherry pick the process again, and you're trying to say like, well, what does this mean and what does that mean, and she hasn't contacted me, what do I need to do to get that to happen? And you're trying to micromanage the process again instead of just looking at the end. That's what it is. Pick a spot where you want to land. Okay, you're gonna go over the hurdle, all right, but you need to pick the spot where you want to land. That's what Neville talks about. That's what all of us are talking about. When we say, go to the end, go to the end, go to the end, where do you want to land? When you're driving your car and you're making a turn, you're not looking at every little thing right in front of the car. You're kind of, you know, directing your focus towards the direction in which you're turning. That's going to the end. That's focusing where you want to land. Where do you want to land? And then focus on that exclusively. Don't worry about everything that needs to happen in the meantime. You will be prompted to take the proper action. Once you get yourself in and you practice that regularly, the Sabbath that you mentioned, that place of being neutral and feeling okay about things and getting into your life and not worrying and thinking about her so much, the universe isn't going to forget what it is you want. It's already created. The moment you come up with the desire, that circumstance exists. You just need to tune yourself into the frequency of it. You can't do that, though, if you're looking over here where it isn't, okay? It's not here yet. It's not here yet. So you need to kind of get yourself over that. And when you get yourself to that, like I said, that neutral place, then the actions that occur to you, from not like, oh my God, I need to do something right now, but it'll just be like, oh, I should call her right now. Or, oh, I should respond to that. You know, oh, I should ask her out. Oh, I should just text her and see how she's doing. Not a letter, because see, here's the thing. When you wrote the letter, you wrote it from a place of feeling frustrated about it. And you said, even though you said, oh, it was very easygoing, the letter, and wasn't begging or anything, your energy was saying otherwise. You were tuned into a frequency that was saying otherwise, you see. That's why it backfired, okay? So I would say in the future, unless you're, you know, when she leaves you comments like that, just leave a little something back. Hey, how you doing? Oh, it's nice to hear from you. Very matter of fact, okay? Maybe even ask her out. What have you been doing? I'd love to get together with you. Let's get together. When are you free to get together? Something very simple like that, you see. And even if in that moment she goes, well, I'm busy and I don't know, I'm twirling my hair. It's fine. Just let her do her thing, okay? And you just go right back to, okay, whatever. My life's a fun train. My life's a party bus. You're either on it or you're not. I don't care. It's not no skin off my back if you're not on my fun bus. I'm having fun either way. So here's the bus. You get on it or you don't get on it, but it's leaving the station. You see, that's got to be your attitude here a little bit. All right. So when those actions occur to you, make sure they're occurring to you from a place of you being calm. Ask yourself if you're like, should I contact her? Should I write a letter to her? How are you feeling about it? Before you do it, ask yourself, how am I feeling about doing that? If you feel any tension in your body, if you feel the butterflies in the stomach, chances are that's your inner being telling you, nah, don't do that right now. Calm yourself down first. Go do something else. Go think about something else. All right? Unhook from thinking about that so much, and then come back to the subject and ask yourself the same question again. Should I write her a letter? Should I get in touch with her? Should I take some kind of action? And then if another idea occurs to you, and you ask yourself again, how do I feel about that? And if it's just like, oh, that's fine, sure, I can do that, and you have really no interest in the outcome, okay? You don't care either way whether she responds positively or negatively, whether she responds at all or she does, and you're like, whatever, I just want to write that or send her a hello, and then I'll just get on with my day and I don't think about it anymore. And I don't care if she gets back to me or not. That's okay. Then that's an action you might want to take. That's coming from a more inspired place, okay? So learn to listen to your feelings, your body, learn to listen to your inner being. It's letting you know through your emotions that pop up in response to any subject, anything that you're thinking about. It's letting you know whether that's putting you on the path towards what it is you want or moving you further away from it, okay, my friend? So I hope that answers your question, and the question, if any of you watching this had a similar question out there, I hope that answered that for you as well. I hope that clears it up for you. Thank you so much for sending me that email. Guys, if you want to do that, send me a quick email, manifestation.lab@gmail.com, and that's below in the description box too. Or, you know how I do things. Sometimes I'll pick your comments out and things like that on video. So I like doing that, and it lets me have, material for this channel too. So thank you for sending me that. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so now. Hit the notification bell so you can be alerted to when I upload videos. And if you want to leave me a little tip, a little dollar or something, you can do so down below in the description box. There's 2 links, one for PayPal, one for Cash App, where you can do that, whichever one you prefer. And I appreciate everyone who donates. Thank you so much for that, guys. And beyond that, thank you for watching. Share this video with anyone you think might be interested. And until next time, guys, again, Happy New Year. I'm 𝗏𝗏. Happy manifesting, and bye-bye.